Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of open source video editing on Linux, and we're tackling a real powerhouse, Cinelerra. If you've been searching for a free editor that packs some serious professional-grade features, especially for compositing, then you've come to the right place. Cinelerra has been around for a while and has a reputation for being incredibly powerful, though some find its interface a little different from mainstream editors. But don't worry, in this step-by-step guide, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to get started, from installation to exporting your first project. By the end of this video, you'll feel right at home in the Cinelerra environment. Ready? Let's get started. First things first, let's get Cinelerra installed on your Linux system. Depending on your distribution, the process might vary slightly. For Debian-based systems like Ubuntu or Mint, you'll typically add a specific repository to get the latest version. For Arch Linux, it's often available in the Arch user repository, or the official Cinelerra GG website is your best friend here. They provide detailed, up-to-date instructions for most major distributions. Just head over to their site, find the guide for your system, and follow the terminal commands they provide. It's usually a matter of copying and pasting a few lines. Once the installation is complete, you'll find Cinelerra in your application menu. Go ahead and launch it. When you first open Cinelerra, you'll be greeted by its unique three-window layout. This can be a bit surprising if you're used to single-window applications like DaVinci Resolve or Kdenlive. Let's break it down. The main window is the program window, which also contains your timeline. This is where you'll do most of your editing and sequencing. The second window is the compositor, which is your preview monitor. This shows you the video at your playhead's position. The third window is the resources window, which is like your media pool and effects browser combined. It's where you'll manage all your video clips, audio files, and find all the effects and transitions. While it might seem a bit scattered at first, this modular layout is actually very powerful, especially if you have multiple monitors. You can arrange these windows however you like across your screens. Now, let's bring some media into our project. Go to the Resources window. You'll see a folder structure on the left. Navigate to the directory where you've stored your video and audio files. To load a file, simply right-click on it and select Load Files. You can also use the File menu at the top of the program window. Go to File, then Load Files. Once loaded, your media will appear in the main area of the Resources window. Cinelerra is non-destructive, meaning it references your original files without altering them. This is a standard practice in professional editing software. Take a moment to load a few video clips and maybe a background music track to practice with. With our media loaded, it's time to start building our sequence on the timeline. The timeline is located at the bottom of the program window. You'll notice it's already populated with video and audio tracks. To add a clip to the timeline, you first need to patch the tracks. Look for the small V and a buttons next to your media files in the Resources window and on the timeline tracks. Make sure the V on your video file is aligned with the video track you want to use, and the A is aligned with the audio track. This tells Cinelerra where to place the video and audio components of your clip. Now, simply drag the clip from the Resources window and drop it onto the timeline. You can place it anywhere you like. The clip will snap into place, and you'll see its representation on the timeline and the first frame in the compositor window. Let's talk about basic editing. The most common tasks are trimming and cutting clips. In Cinelerra, the main tool for this is the playhead, which is the vertical line that moves along the timeline. To make a cut, position the playhead where you want to split the clip. Then, you can either right-click and select Split or use the keyboard shortcut, which is typically the C key. This will divide your clip into two separate parts. You can then select and delete the unwanted portion by hitting the Delete key. To trim a clip, move your cursor to the beginning or end of the clip on the timeline. The cursor will change into a trim icon. Click and drag to shorten or lengthen the clip. This is a quick way to fine-tune the timing of your edits. Practice cutting and trimming your clips to create a rough cut of your sequence. Now, what about adding transitions? Cinelerra handles transitions a bit differently. Instead of dragging a transition between two clips, you typically overlap the clips on the same track. When you drag one clip to overlap another, Cinelerra automatically creates a crossfade. The length of the overlap determines the duration of the fade. You can see this fade represented visually on the clip. But what if you want a different transition, like a wipe or a dissolve? For this, you'll use the Effects engine. In the Resources window, click the Video Effects or Audio Effects drop-down. You'll find a massive list of options. Find the transition you want, like wipe, and drag it onto the overlapping section of your clips. An Effect Settings window will pop up, allowing you to customize the transition's properties. It's a powerful system that gives you a lot of control. Let's not forget about audio. Basic audio editing in Cinelerra is straightforward. You can adjust the volume of an entire audio track using the Track's Volume fader on the left side of the timeline. To adjust the volume of an individual clip, you'll want to use the Gain effect. Find it in the Audio Effects list in the Resources window and drag it onto your audio clip. A window will pop up allowing you to increase or decrease the gain for that specific clip. You can also create audio fades by overlapping audio clips, just like with video. For more advanced audio work, you can apply effects like equalizers, compressors, or reverb in the same way you apply video effects. Just drag them from the Resources window onto your audio clip and tweak the settings. Once you're happy with your edit, it's time to render and export the final video. Go to the File menu in the Program window and select Render. This will open the Render dialog box, which has a lot of options. Don't be intimidated. First, make sure the Render Video and Render Audio boxes are checked. Next, you need to choose your output format. Click the File Format drop-down. A common and web-friendly choice is MP4. After selecting MP4, you may need to configure the video and audio compression settings. For video, H.264 is the standard. For audio, AAC is a great choice. You might see these as options within the MP for container settings. Set your desired resolution and frame rate to match your project settings. Finally, give your file a name, choose a destination folder, and click the check mark or OK button to start the rendering process. Cinelerra will show you a progress bar, and when it's done, your video will be ready to share with the world. So there you have it, a beginner's guide to getting started with Cinelerra. We've covered installation, understanding the interface, importing media, basic editing, adding transitions and effects, working with audio, and exporting your final project. Cinelerra is an incredibly deep program with a ton of advanced features we didn't even touch on, like motion tracking and advanced compositing nodes. But with the fundamentals you've learned today, you have a solid foundation to start creating your own amazing videos. The key is to practice and not be afraid to experiment with all the effects and tools it offers. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tutorials on open source creative software. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what you'd like to learn about next. Happy editing!